G'day all, Brad Wright here from singlemalt.com.au, and I am joined here on this apparently early summer's evening, judging by how much we're sweating here, by Tim Grant from Peated Perfection and more recently from Elba Whisky. Both jobs he has. So tonight we are here to welcome aboard, welcome along. We've done these before. We know how it works.
Thanks for having me back.
Too easy. One of your pride and joys this evening.
Certainly.
A little Kilchoman
Indeed,
for us.
Very, very proud to have this one on board, of course. It's an awesome distillery.
It is an awesome distillery and a very small one. Apparently the smallest on Isla, is that right? A family concern?
Well, they've recently doubled production, but they're still by far the smallest by 60%, 70%. So very, very small operation.
Yep.
Going from the large commercial distilleries to this tiny family-run, independently operated distillery is just night and day difference. Their malting floor they had at the time is about the size of this room. You can't see that, but very, very small malting floor, 2 tons capacity, that sort of thing. So tiny operation. 2 stills at the time. They've recently doubled production, as I mentioned, but it's still, by far the smallest on Isle. Yeah.
And as with that small production, that's all sort of stemming from the fact that they are a farm as well as a distillery, aren't they?
Correct,
so they're very small. They're not for this particular expression, but for some of their expressions, they're doing their own barley, malting their own barley. Is that correct? That's pretty exciting.
Exactly. Yep. So they're the only distillery growing their own barley on Isla, and one of the few in the world, which is obviously a very small side of things. But they also have their own bottling hall, which is one of only 2 on Isla, and that malting floor makes one of 3. So very, very small and craft, if you like. But some people hate that word, but craft-oriented operation. Yep.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to tell us about Kilchoman Distillery before we have a taste of this?
I think we've pretty much covered. I guess the main thing is they're using long fermentation and then slow distillation in very small stills. By far the smallest on Isla, which gives you more copper contact, more reflux, which is vapours falling back down and being redistilled. So essentially, it's giving you a lighter spirit, and then very, very good quality casks.
As I understand it, they only get their casks from one Spanish bodega. Is that right?
For the sherry, yes, correct. Yeah. So Miguel Martin in Jerez, which is where all the sherry has to come from. So one particular bodega where they get all the sherry casks shipped whole as well, they're not broken down and recoopered. And they also use Buffalo Trace for their bourbon casks predominantly. There are some different ones as well. But yes, very, very careful cask selection and very, very good quality maturation as well. So
they're really looking at controlling the whole process, really, by looking at from the farmland right through to bottling.
Yes, absolutely, right? And no shortcuts, no rushing anything. Everything's very, very carefully done. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, let's have a drink.
Let's
pour us a drink.
I will. Thank you. So this is Kilchoman Loch Gorm, which is their sherry matured bottling. First one was released in 2012, but that wasn't called Loch Gorm. That started in 2013. So this is the 2018 edition. So I guess the 5th or 6th version of Loch Gorm. Always fully sherry matured, usually a mix of first fill and refill, which is the case here. And in this case, 15,000 bottles from 2007, 2008 and 2011 distillation. So that 2007 is pretty much as old as Kilchoman gets. They only opened in 2005, as we said, so it's and there's not much left of those early years, so quite an old whiskey for Kilchoman. Most of their stuff is around 5 or 6 years of age. But they all drink well beyond their years as well, in my opinion.
All right, well look, just before we do have a taste of this, just spare a thought for you 2 reviewers on this unseasonably hot October evening in Brisbane. It's sweltering, as you can see, lugging up here to the Gresham. It didn't actually rain, I swear to God, it's just sweat. We're working hard for these people, aren't we? Now this is hard work, we're sweating, we're drinking a big peated whiskey, and we're doing it for you.
Big sacrifice.
It is a big sacrifice. All right, for the people, Sledge.
For the people, cheers.
Oh. And instantly there's that classic, for me, that classic Isla, iodine-y, smoky, yet it's a real sweet smelling smoke as well. There's chocolate or cocoa or something like that on the nose, big time.
Definitely, yeah. No, I agree, absolutely. There's a nice bit of dried fruit, still quite salty, I guess you'd say, like coastal. Yeah, seaside, if you like. But very soft, very gentle, or mellow is the better word. 46%, by the way. Non-chill filtered, no added colouring, which is everything Kilchoman does. No chill filtering, no added colouring. And 46% as a minimum strength as well.
Wow. Oh, that is just fantastic. Smoke hit, but it dissipates quickly into just a really sweet red fruits, a bit of stone fruit there, raspberries. But what really is apparent is how light the spirit is, and there is no spice on my tongue at all. Like
Yes,
you come to expect a bit of spice in something 46%. You expect a bit of a pepper, but it's sensationally light, isn't
Absolutely,
it?
yeah.
Wow.
So it's a very good example of what Kilchoman does, drinking well beyond the years. Like
Yep.
it, yeah. Which again is all down to that very careful production, careful maturation, excellent quality casks. Just adds up to a beautiful whiskey.
Yep. No, nice. Once again, that smoky, chocolatey sort of nose is unbelievable. And it's a real sweet. It's a great balance. It's a real sweet, fruity whiskey, but that smoke tempers that, gives it just enough bite to know that you're drinking something special, but not too much to rip the top of your head off, is it? No. And that finish, that's where I get those real coastal influence. That salt comes through big time with that kelpy, iodine sort of taste. But
and that is the case with most Kilchomans really. It's quite a sweet spirit, fruity spirit, and then you're adding heavily peat, obviously as well. Heavy peat. 50 parts per million, by the way, in this one. So roughly similar spec to Ardbeg, but not medicinal. Slightly medicinal in this one maybe, but not as heavy.
That's
dark,
right. Yeah. Well, you've certainly got that iodine medicinal influence. It's definitely there.
As is the coastal influence, yeah.
But as you say, it's a lot subtler than some other ILRs.
Absolutely, yes, exactly.
No, that's an absolutely fantastic whiskey. That's beautiful. I guess it's an overused phrase these days, but this is your quintessential peated sherry bomb, isn't it? It's sweet.
Yeah.
It's smoky.
Pretty much, yeah. Nicely balanced though. I think nothing overtakes anything else. You know, you've still got the cask and the dried fruit and the peat and smoke, and very well balanced whiskey.
Excellent, mate. It's a crack up, mate. We can't wait to get this out to you guys.
Absolutely.
Kilchoman Loch Gorm. It's not gormless. It's full of gorm. It's gorm full. It's
Actually,
fantastic. Go.
Before we get into it, Loch Gorm, by the way, is the peaty dark loch over the road from the distillery. So the core expressions are all named after the local landmarks, if you like. But this one only being released once per year as well. So 15,000 bottles for this edition. Named after Loch Gorm over the road, which is dark and peaty, kind of like this whiskey.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and it definitely gives away its sherry influence, sherry heritage, doesn't it? There's no doubt about what this was aged in. Tim, thank you very much. A fantastic whiskey. I know our members are going to love this one as I do, as we do.
Absolutely.
Kilchoman Loch Gorm. Until next month, Tim, thank you very much. Thank you very much to the Gresham for hosting us, and Slan Shavar.
Thank you very much. Slan Shavar.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Brad.